Okay guys, so this is just a little bit of footage of the road. I am with Raman and Oksana visiting the north, the White Sea, and we are driving in Uncle Yuri's car. Uncle Yuri is Oksana's father, Raman's father-in-law, and so we've come on a little day trip. Birch forests, birch forests, birch forests. I am quite sure that the number of trees runs into the hundreds of billions, the hundreds of thousands of millions. We're near Severodvinsk, which I think is, roughly speaking, the second northernmost city, not town or big town, but city in Russia. I could be mistaken, but it's there or thereabouts, give or take, plus or minus. It's known for the nuclear submarines that are housed not far from here. And we're coming into town. You can get an idea of what a small, or I shouldn't say small, but what a Russian city looks like. Old blocks of flats from Soviet times. Most of them are done up. You can't really see it, I don't think, in the camera lens, but I've been into a few, and they're nice inside. Electric scooters and electric motorbikes everywhere, 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 everywhere in Russia. Mothers pushing prams everywhere, everywhere, everywhere.
Пока прямо. Это, как его? Ну здесь. Где мы были, да? Не, ну тогда я вас оставлял. Да.
Это помнишь?
Да, я так это.
В светофоре направо.
Да.
Сейчас будет поворот.
Traffic is very orderly here. Everybody abides by the rules. And people drive nicely. I've only seen one person driving like an idiot. Very orderly, disciplined.
Ну,
Есть чем сравнить.
все по главной, да?
Надо будет туда.
Влево?
Все по главной?
Сейчас налево?
Сюда.
Налево.
Сюда, да?
Да, вот, все.
Все, и почти приехали.
Да.
Russians will tell you that they have litter. It's just that you never see it. Russians will tell you that they have crime, but you never hear about it or hear of it. Russians will tell you that they have potholes,
Сюда, да?
but they are so few and far between that they might as well not exist.
Так, погоди, я
Пройдем.
не туда я.
Дальше.
Не важно, уже можно здесь где-нибудь паркануться.
Сейчас я развернусь. Вот. Я думал, здесь можно проехать, и оказывается нет. И сюда, да? А?
Можно
Да,
и
да,
здесь,
можно здесь встать. Ждите, да? Или пойдешь?
Нет, сам
Я-то здесь буду.
Хорошо.
Я
Ты
здесь
не-
буду.
Ты не пойдешь?
Не, не.
В туалет?
Не. Это куда? На Шубина?
Угу. Почти на ладошку.
The law here is that anybody can just cross at any time. The onus is entirely upon the vehicle approaching a crossing to stop and give way, to yield to the pedestrian. Golden domes of a Russian Orthodox church. Russians say that Russian roads are no good. I have extended invitations to many to come to South Africa that they might learn to be grateful for small mercies. Rosneft, Russian oil. lots and lots and lots of heavy industry related to shipping, the military, naval stuff, and of course the oil and gas industries.
It's an electric station.
Apparently the big smokestack chimney that was on our right hand side that you will have seen, that you would have seen, is for electricity station. You do, sorry guys, you do see some evidence of old, decayed, broken things that no longer function, as you see all over the world. There are parts of the USA that are really decrepit, and everybody knows the expression, the Rust Belt. That portion of the USA that was once renowned for heavy industry and manufacturing, which was then shipped offshore to Asia, the same. And of course it goes without saying that timber and logging are important industries in this part of the world. Spear. An advertisement in the shape of a yacht's mainsail. Speerbank. Apparently, the origin of the name is German. It's from Sparkasse. Sparkas in Afrikaans. Don't let Western media tell you that there is anything wrong with this place. Anything. Not the government. I tell you what, if the Russian government is rotten, may every government in the world be so rotten. Not the food, not the prices, although I will say that some prices are not good value for money by international standards, such as I've already described to you previously, the food in the restaurant car on the train. That's just robbery. It's not. That's not honest. And as I told you in the video in which I spoke about it, the same Raman who is sitting in the car with us, in whose father-in-law's car we are driving, said to me that he hasn't been into a train's restaurant car for at least 20 years because of this notorious, honestly, it's theft. So there are, I paid for 3 eggs and 2 half cups of cappuccino and 1 slice of toast, 3 fried eggs, 1 slice of toast, 2 half cups of cappuccino. In my old Soviet hotel this morning, I paid 150 rand, about $9. And for what it was, it's simply wrong. But generally speaking, prices in Russia are not bad. Prices of phones, prices of cars, prices of fuel, prices of food in the supermarket. The roads are not bad. The people are almost overly helpful. Sometimes you find yourself accepting help that you don't really need, just because of the good-hearted willingness of the people. I would say that the only obstacle to a good time, and it's not necessarily the case, but it might be, depending upon how much money you have to spend on a holiday, for instance. If you're staying at smart hotels, then of course many people will speak English, but very few Russians as a percentage speak English. I would say that less than 5% do. So if you're on a modest budget, staying in ordinary places, shopping in ordinary places, then you're likely to struggle with the language, and that is made 100 times more difficult by the alphabet. You know, there's sort of a multiplier effect that just leaves you absolutely stranded. But for the rest, don't let Western media tell you what's cooking in Russia. Every word of it is a lie. Every last word. It's reminiscent of the narrative that, going on about the peace talks and who wants peace and who doesn't, and who's dying and who's losing and who's not losing. Senator Lindsey Graham in Kiev on Friday last, I believe, said Ukraine is not losing, Russia is not winning. Just look at the map. It's hardly changed. A manifest lie. Manifest lie. The Ukraine front lines are crumbling in every direction. They're being atomized, pulverized, ground to dust. Whether you're pro-Ukraine or pro-Russian, the fact is that Russia is absolutely winning the war. And Russia is not resorting to using the as I was saying, there was a concern about companies returning to Russia. So the president was in a meeting with senior business leaders, and he reassured them that companies that had left Russia would not be allowed to simply return. They would return on Russia's terms, and that was expressed as a reassurance to those businessmen who have picked up the slack of the slack in the economy that was created by sanctions. I think we're now on 17 sets of sanctions against Russia, And the Russians are laughing all the way to the bank. They're doing splendidly well. New industries are emerging, new employment opportunities are being created. The movement of money within the economy is now, for obvious reasons, greater because less is being siphoned. Less money is being siphoned out of the economy to be repatriated to other countries, the countries of origin of foreign businesses or foreign-owned businesses. This is, from a European point of view, for those of you who don't know, a minor geographic point of interest is that Russia, west of the Urals, is European. That's European Russia. So from a European point of view of European culture, European history, traditions, peoples, Christianity, Russia is the next great opportunity. Unquestionably, without a shadow of a doubt. How long that will last, only time will tell. We don't know. Nobody knew in advance how long the Spanish Empire would prosper, likewise the British, the Dutch, the American in the 20th century. We know now that its level of debt is absolutely unsustainable and that we are seeing the demise of the USA. But we didn't know that even 20 years ago. So who knows how long Russia will be in the ascendant, but it most certainly is now and promises to be for the foreseeable future. I'm hoping to see a signboard showing the advertisements for what am I doing here? The Russian countryside between Severodvinsk and Arkhangelsk.
Угломень.
The name of this place?
Little City.
Little City. A pleasant drive in Uncle Yuri's. This is in fact not a Lada Niva, but a Chevrolet Niva. It's this car is a product of a cooperation, a collaboration between Niva and Chevrolet. Lada. So